Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to season 2, episode 6 of the Elouise show. Tonight, I have a very special guest on. She is the genius behind NoeleNoele, which is more than a makeup brand. It's really a movement for women. Noelle, are you on the line?
I'm on.
How are you doing today?
I'm great. I can't see you.
Can you see me now?
Yes. Okay. Okay. Let me make my screen big and get this together. Hold on. Let's see. I did it. I
Yo.
did it. Yes. Okay.
So how's your day going?
So my day is great. It actually started out really productive. I worked out really, really early this morning. I was actually surprised how I started my day because I usually work out later on. But I worked out in the morning and then I did some interviews because I'm looking for a makeup artist to join my team.
Okay.
And then actually, I just had a great day. Then I made some lobster, like vegan, cheeseless, but like tastes like cheese lobster with potatoes. So like, I think I really killed it today. I'm like,
Okay, I'm excited for your day. Well, I worked out today too, uh, at Technique to Training in Williamsburg.
wait, what?
Uh, it's a boutique gym in Williamsburg. It's called Technique to Training. It's really, really cool. You have a lot of great people in and out of that gym, like a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of artists, a lot of athletes. It's
Mm,
it's it's like-minded people working out in the same space.
that's
Um, and I worked out with Chico, who is probably one of the best trainers that I've ever worked out with ever in my life. And I've gone through some trainers, let me tell you. And it's ironic because, like, I don't know, like, I haven't lost any weight, but my body has definitely shape shifted.
mm-hmm.
Down, my hips have gone out, my chest has gotten bigger. Normally, when I work out, like, the first thing I lose is like my chest and my butt. But the way that he trains me, my chest and my butt have actually gotten bigger and my waist has gotten smaller. So that's pretty exciting.
Wow. All right. What's his name? Chico?
Chico at Technique to Training. Shout
Oh,
out Chico.
okay, Chico. Chico killing it. All right. I mean, I know when I have worked out with men, like I have gotten bulkier, but
Mhm.
they had me on a similar plan to what they kind of do. And you know, guys love to carb load or build bulk or whatever shit that they do.
Yeah.
So like I haven't had success, but go Chico.
Chico is phenomenal. And like, I'm not like a one trick pony in terms of like me being the only person. Like, he trains a lot of women and I see the shifts in their bodies too.
Oh
And I'm sure if I actually listened to him and dieted the way that I'm supposed to, I would have actually dropped in weight.
yeah, they
But
go hand in hand. They go hand in hand. Like
I am terrified of like switching the way that I eat and then losing everything.
so I hear that all the time. And I grew up like a lot bigger than I am now. And women were small during that time, as you get older, and I'm not sure how old you are, but like as they have gotten older, like their bodies have changed. So like as you get older, our bodies will naturally put on weight. So that's why you just get a good eating pattern because your body will naturally do what it needs to do. But you don't want it to naturally do what it needs to do at 40. And what it needs to do is be fat. You know what I'm saying? So it's just training your body earlier how to eat. It's all about your lungs and your heart. It's not even about
The
like my
experience.
body, like I'm complete vegetarian. I don't fucking eat carbs in a week. I don't eat like meat. I don't eat anything like, but I'm still a thick person. So your body will do what you want. Like your body will do what it needs to do. I also fast 36 hours every single week, regardless. Like I do so much shit. And so when I hear people say like, oh, I don't want my body to lose, I'm like, I promise you, if you're working out while eating clean, the muscle will be gained while the fat will be lost.
And then that's the other fear is like, if I lose all this fat, am I brolic underneath all this?
Is your what? What?
Am I brolic underneath? Like, am I gonna walk around like stocky?
I'm like a little like when I lost my fat, um, Like you get to actually see what your body is.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it, like, I guess I can compare it to like my head. So when I used to have hair and I used to admire people with their bald heads, I would be like, oh my God, I couldn't do it. I'm so scared. And then when you fucking just cut your hair off, you're like, my body looks great. So you will fall in love with yourself because you're the only person within your body. So no matter what the fuck you look like, when you're healthy, you will be happy and you will love what you see. Like it shouldn't go by looking at first. Yeah, go by health. And I promise you, like I just go by health and now people be looking at me like, oh my God, what you doing? And then people be surprised that I don't eat this, I don't eat that. And I'm like, yeah, because I go by health and everything just kind of fell into place.
That's a great way to start this. Now, hold on, because we went straight into health, straight into fitness, but let's bring it back. Let's talk about NoeleNoele. Talk to me about your brand.
Okay, so NoeleNoele is a cosmetic brand, but also just like a wellness, inclusion, a safe space for women. So I started out my brand as a Black woman trying to find lipsticks that work for me. And as a makeup artist, I couldn't find nothing for me or my clients. I was just like mixing a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm like, if you're mixing stuff, make some products. So I started making products about 10 years ago. And within COVID, so 10 years ago, up and down. Am I getting sales, not getting sales, pretending it's there, pretending it's not there. In COVID, I'm like, you know what, let's fully jump into my brand. So I lose my job and I'm like, you know what, let's jump into my brand. So now I'm selling to customers face to face. I'm selling to women and men, both, but usually separately, not really coupled, but like women and men. And I'm realizing that a lot of things, when I speak to a man talks about himself. A man is talking about his dreams, what he did in the day, his own thing. When I talk to a woman, she's mostly talking about her partner or her kids or something. So I changed my brand from it. Of course, it's still like fine. You're gonna find lipsticks for yourself and like all that and feel beautiful, but it's past that. Like my brand is a safe space for women. Like I want to break all these norms about women gotta fucking care about everybody else other than themselves. That women gotta look a certain way. That like fucking being gay looks a certain way. It's like all these fucking or little girls can be fucking feminine or sexy. All this fucking shit shouldn't be on our shoulders. So now I focus my brand on making events where women can come through and fucking feel like if they want to come through and fucking wear no shirt the whole time, it's like no one gives a fuck. We're just like, hey, cool pants. Like, you know, no one's fucking like
some great waist beads.
Exactly. It's not no weird shit. So that's what my brand really is. So
you know it's crazy? Like the world has just overly sexualized women to the extreme. Like it's so funny because I'm working on little quotes, right? And spoiler alert, I'm gonna give you one right now, right? I was like, what did I write down? I wrote down suns out, buns out. When I scream suns out, buns out, what I really mean is biker shorts. Because if I put on booty shorts, my ass is gonna be hanging out and I will not be able to make it down the street. So, you know, suns out, buns out, biker shorts.
Oh, okay. So the crazy thing, the crazy thing you brought that up because I live in the major hood right now. Like I'm in Brownsville, like my rent's a little bit better, but like I'm still in the fucking hood. So people see me as like feminine presenting. So like guys initially would try to hit on me, right? So in my hood, because I live by myself and I've been here for about 3 years, no one hits on me at all. I wear the most scandalous clothes. I fucking have my tits out. I wear fucking fishnets on the top, booty out, everything. It's because men respect me in this neighborhood. So they already know me. They already know, like, I tell them I'm not interested. They already know, like, oh, I don't have to keep pursuing this woman. Like, they just understand, like, it's respect to respect. So, like, when I go inside, like, other spaces, like, let's say I go inside, like, somebody's birthday party or, like, a dinner party or a baby shower, and then a man tries to talk to me and I, like, shut him down. The one person that actually, like, fucks it all up is, and this is, like, something that's been happening to me, but it's the woman. So the woman is always like, no, well, you know that you got this, you know, you got that on, or you don't know, well, you know, you're beautiful, like what you expect. Example, I was in Mexico recently for my birthday, and like this Pisces guy had on the same outfit I did, Like he's on the table with his girl, and I'm like on the table with some friends. So we have on the same fucking outfit. Like I have on like a fucking rose colored shit. He has on a rose colored shit. So we're like, let's take a picture. Your birthday today, my birthday today. Let's do this. I fucking go take the picture with homeboy, and he fucking squeezes my ass. And so I'm like, yo, you just touched my ass? You just squeezed my ass? He's like, no. And so I slap him. I tell his girl, I'm like, yo, he just squeezed my ass. Homegirl told me, you're beautiful. You got a nice ass. So I say this all to say, like, men will respect you. And like, anything about it, I am not no advocate for men at all. But I'm like, women, like, we have to stand out outside of the oppression. Like, we can't say because we have on certain clothing that we deserve this type of treatment. Like, I'm not, just because I'm a gay woman doesn't mean I gotta wear fucking dyke wear or men wear. Like, you shouldn't be able, like, just because, let's say like I'm wearing a gay flag all the way down the street, you're like, oh, she's gay, so I can't talk to her. No, that shouldn't be the only way you respect me. You respect me regardless. And I can tell you in my experience, like, there's no person that's not gonna respect me on this planet. So I be fucking in Brownsville, walking out, fish, like I always have my fucking nipples out. I always have, and I always get respect. So that's why, like, even when people come talk to me in my brand, I'm always talking to women about changing the mindset. I'm like, don't let nobody disrespect you. If homeboy is fucking cursing, if homeboy is screaming at you across the street, tell him to relax. Tell him to relax. I promise you.
Relax. No, if you yelling at me from across the street, this doesn't work for me because first of all, if you're an adult, you should be able to have a full-blown conversation no matter what the issue is. And the conversation doesn't need to happen at like heightened tones or heightened like volume. You don't need to yell at me. Like there's no need for that. And yell like that type of behavior, those are red flags that like they show you that this person could be abusive, could be manipulative, could be controlling. Like, and while we live in 2021 and we make a joke out of toxic relationships and toxic behaviors, like peace, peace of mind is very, very important.
Yo, literally it's actually like dangerous because like this cycle of how men treat women, like the gay woman is the one that's just at the, like, the one that's, I'm not saying that's like getting the blunt of it, but like every single day I'm teaching people like how to treat women, teaching men how to treat women, teaching women how to treat themselves, and all, like, just like reminding everybody, like, come on, like, what the fuck is going on? But let's say like I meet someone wild crazy. It's just like everyone should be checking men on a regular fucking basis. Like it should be something that's automatic. I don't silo men and say like this one person that's a fucking like wild person is just him alone. No, with that this men shit is wild. Just like how white people like to say, oh, America, this is not America. America is not racist. And when women say that this is not men, this is just one person, or like he's happened to be toxic. No, this is how men are. Like men are toxic.
See, but this is where like I disagree because I honestly think that there are men out there who are not necessarily.
What's the percentage? What's the percentage? Because when we say stuff like that, it's like a Black person saying like, we're out of slavery, and like this person shouldn't have wore a hoodie, and like, like if he's in jail, like it, or like, he didn't have a job, like, going into drugs, why would he do that? He could have just been struggling. So it's like, we gotta look at the bigger picture. Like when I talk to my homeboys and the shit that they be telling women, like, and then like the shit that women be listening to in men, it's like heterosexual couples dysfunction. Like the amount of dysfunction, like how a woman's just supposed to fucking like cook and clean, and a man's supposed to fucking like, and if a man cleans the house, it's like a gift to his girl.
So I think like, at least for me, like I've met some pretty shitty guys, but I've also met some pretty amazing men who are extremely loyal in their relationships, completely supportive of their woman. And like their relationships are defined by their relationship contract, the stuff that they decided, they fall into the roles that they decided that they wanted to fall into. I have a really close friend. Shout out to
That's the thing about this. Why are we talking about the 2% that are good instead of talking about the 100% of bad? Like, listen to our music.
But that's like, for me, like that hasn't been my experience.
You
Um,
you
like
have
I know a lot of great guys. I know a lot of great guys who are
your male coworkers have you ever found out that your male coworkers are making more money than you, and has they advocated for you?
that I have seen, yes.
They've advocated for you? Like,
No,
hey,
no, 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 not advocated for me. That what I've seen is like male counterparts making more money than me. But I didn't need them to advocate for me because once I found that out, I brought it up and then I got my raise.
that is amazing. But we're talking about, like, remember you're talking about the men that are good, like you've had some good experience with men. But I'm saying it's a broader, like if we're talking about women being like equal to men, we gotta like break down everything that we think is like okay. So like just because I have homeboys that are fucking normal, they're supposed to be normal. I don't give a fuck that they're normal. I want to talk about the people that's like, help me get, like, recently the reason I brought up that pay thing is because I was getting less than my male colleagues. So they helped me halfway. They told me that they was making more money than me. Yeah. But then when they fucking had to stand up for me, my homeboys, know what the fuck they did? No, everyone's quiet. Everyone's fucking quiet. So I'm like, my homeboys, they come to my events. They fucking call themselves feminists. They fucking treat their women good. You think that's a fucking enough? No, it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. Until I'm fucking doing the exact same shit as you, getting the same pay. My homegirls thinking that they could walk down the street with any clothes on. Like, you're not lying to your fucking girl. Like, when those things are happening, that's when I'm gonna be like, you know what, guys are killing it. But until then, guys ain't doing shit. They don't fucking respect us. They're not standing with us. Black men don't stand with me. Like, only reason why they stand with me is because I guess like the look of what I'm giving is like easy on their eyes. Cause I could tell somebody like pick up that dog shit, they're gonna go pick it up. But let's say I fucking look different, they're gonna fucking be like, fuck you, bitch. Fuck, I'm not doing shit. So I'm like, this whole only respecting me because of how I look is also fucking wild. And like me being a little bit aggressive is like, that's how the only time you're gonna fucking shut the fuck up.
You know, it's crazy. Like, I hear what you're saying, and what you're saying is 100% valid. And I've experienced exactly what you're saying as well. My only thing is, while having this conversation with you and agreeing with you on your points, I cannot say this is all men because I know that that's not. But if we're going to focus on these men who need to grow, and I feel like using the word man is actually the issue there. I feel like grown men are the ones that I've experienced who are really good, who are genuine in their relationships, who know how to communicate, who are great listeners. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you remember, they got to advocate for us in different ways.
Advocate for us. Absolutely. Like the men that I'm thinking of, the men that I'm like, the reason why I can't say all men, the men that I'm thinking of are advocates. They are the ones who will fight for me, who will have my back no matter what it is. Like, you can't talk to Lynette like that. Like, Lynette does deserve to get paid X amount. You know what I'm saying? Those hands down, eyes closed, hands tied behind my back, like 100, 1,000% for sure. Now, removing these great men from the conversation, right? And we're focusing on these other guys. And I want to say guys, because I feel like what we have today is a generation of males, since people like to say females, males who haven't grown up. So to call them men is actually a disservice to the actual men who have grown, right? Because growing up isn't just physical and it isn't just age. It's your spiritual development. It's your mental development. It's your physical development, you know? It's your ability to adapt to society, to adjust in society, and, you know, having values and all this stuff and morals and standing by them. With that said, there's a lot of, and then we're saying, you know, males, but there's just a lot of people in general who they don't grow. They're just stagnant, and they're stagnant in these, for instance, let me put this to the side.
For instance.
Me, I believe in I like traditional gender roles. Like that, it feels comfortable for me. I genuinely like to cook. Like, it's fun for me. And I'm a Virgo, so I'm OCD about where everything goes. So I'd rather do it. Okay. Don't touch my files.
Okay. Continue, because I haven't met someone that ever told me yet that they enjoy traditional gender roles. So tell me, because I am against hetero norms just in every single way. So tell me why, like, that would, I feel like that's the most, and we just being like transparent here. Like, I feel like it's the most like oppressive thing for a woman. Like, as like I can enjoy cooking, I can enjoy cleaning, but for that to be part of my identity, because that's what I feel like gender roles are, that's where it feels oppressive. And like the person that's winning in those situations are usually the men. So that's why I'm like, I like to compare things to like white people and black people, because like even if there's a good amount of white people, like there's white people in Bed-Stuy, they don't hate black people, like they got mad black friends, but just because they got black friends don't mean that there's other white people that ain't wild. So like, so tell me why you enjoy like gender roles.
Outside of a relationship, I'm in charge. I'm always in charge. Like, I can't help myself. Mm-hmm. I go anywhere I go, I end up telling people what to do. I end up creating structure and order. Like, I cannot help myself. I make the decisions. I do the research, like put money down. Like, it's just how I move, right? I'm growing a nonprofit. I'm growing a business right now for myself. Like, I enjoy being in charge and moving that way. Now, with that said, while this is even in my artwork, like I am the producer, like I enjoy that hat. In my home life, I'm just trying to chill. Okay. I would much rather my partner tell me, okay, we got to be here at this time. Like, I want to fall into that submissive role in my relationship, because that works for me. I don't want to make decisions at home. I don't want to be in charge of the bills. Like, I don't want to do the shit that men are typically supposed to do. Like, by nature, I don't want to do that shit. Like,
what do you think?
Cooking and cleaning for me is therapeutic. So for a man would never have to demand that out of me, because that's something that I want to do naturally. So for me, the reason why I believe in traditional gender roles is because I believe in it for me. Like, it works for me. Yes. Now, I would never push that upon somebody else. I think, and this is where I go back to like the great men around me, they have contracts. They will not like written contracts, but they have an understanding with their partners, right? And each of these relationships look different, but the commonality that I see is like they know each other well enough that they fall into their natural roles. They work because they're not forcing themselves to do anything more than they have to do. There's one relationship where the woman is actually dominant in the household, right? And the man is the one who cooks and cleans, right? But it works for them. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what works for them. And so it's a great relationship. He's a great man, like, and he's super supportive, super like, he has his own business. They both have their own businesses, but they just work so well together, So I feel like when we're defining relationships and roles, like, I feel like it's really about being true to yourself, about what comes natural to you, and then finding the person that balances that. So for me, like, I know what comes natural to me, right? And so but the struggle is, right, because people today talk about traditional gender roles. Let's talk about the masses of men as opposed to the unique ones, like you were saying, right? The masses will say that they want someone to be submissive, but they don't know how to lead. You can't ask somebody to submit to you if you don't know how to lead, if you don't know how to communicate, if you don't know how to take charge, if you don't know how to plan, right? You just want to boss somebody around. You just want to slave. That's not how that works. And that's where we fall into these toxic cycles,
So the reason why I like to challenge people on the gender roles, because like everyone thinks of theories. Like everything I'm saying is my theory. It comes from NoeleNoele. And I don't have yet enough people understanding my theory to believe it so strongly. So my theory is so strong, comes from me deeply. So like these gender roles that just kind of popped out the sky, when people put the word tradition on them, I feel like tradition is what? Like tradition is one person that was like NoeleNoele many years ago that was speaking to many people, trying to force you to do certain things and try to force their ideas on you. So like, so that's why I always question many things. And going back to gender roles, like I have no problem with when I go into a relationship, me talking about what's going to happen. Like I'm polyamorous. Not everybody's going to be into that. Yeah. So I'm not going to just think that my girl is going to be like, oh, I'm down, NoeleNoele. We about to be polying it out. No, We're going to talk about what she wants, what I want, and we're going to figure it out. So that's why you're saying like you talk to your partners. I'm like, love that. But still question, what is the gender role for a man? So for a woman, traditionally, it's cooking and cleaning. But what is it for a man? Because as time has evolved, right? That's why I break them down. I'm like, this shit don't make no sense no more. Woman and man is working. Woman and man is having businesses. Woman and man is doing everything. Actually, the black woman has more income than even a black man at this moment in the household.
Wait.
So with that said,
wait, before you,
what is the gender norm of the man? Because if he's supposed to be bringing in the money and the woman is cooking and cleaning, but in 2021, both of them are working, both of them have businesses, why does when the man comes home from work, the woman still has to work? She still has to cook and clean, take care of the kids, but then the guy just has to relax. How come in 2021 those gender norms haven't changed?
I'm gonna answer that, but I just want to say, according to a statistic about 2 years ago, Black women made up $1 trillion of like the marketplace, i.e., like 1 trillion of the dollars that are moving around the world in commerce. You know, it's Black women.
Yes.
I throw that out.
Yes.
Because you said that, and
yes, it's true. Right. It's true. So I'm like, why? So that's why I'm like, why are? And I'm like, it's not a problem. Like, but gender norms have changed in other ways. Like the Black woman has left the household and brought in income. So she's not saying I can't leave the household and bring in income. She's like, I gotta make the household great. So how come the gender norms like we picking and choosing, but then still using the word traditional?
So for me,
what is Black men gender roles are? Like what's their thing?
So when after a long stay of work, I'm coming home. Well, first of all, let's be clear. I love to cook. Right? I enjoy cleaning. It's therapeutic to me, right? I would also be very transparent with my partner. I work a lot. I'm always outside of the house. Do not expect me to cook every day for you. But the person who's with me would know that. I leave the house generally at like 8 a.m. I get home at night generally around 9 p.m. I will bring home to go. Let's be clear on that. But Sunday fun day, oh, I will wake up. I will turn on the music. I will clean, dance my little salsa, drink as I do it, cook a great meal. You might get breakfast, lunch, and dinner on Sunday. But if I'm working, you're not getting that at all. So for me, my idea of tradition isn't so traditional. Let's be clear.
Okay. All right. Then that makes
now with that said, also
more sense now.
Sunday fun day, while I'm deep cleaning the house and cooking every which meal you want, making you whatever drink you want, my king, my love, my man. My oil needs to be changed. Them tires need to have air in it. Like my car needs to be gassed up. Oh, that cabinet's broken. I need you to fix that. The toilet thing is like jiggly. I need you to fix that. Like there's stuff for you to do around this house.
That's the guy shit. That's the guy shit.
Me, like I'm not trying to mow a lawn. No, thank you. I don't want to shovel snow. No, thank you. I'm keeping it a buck.
Okay. And I'm trying to figure out where they come in.
But this is also like from an American perspective.
I'm American.
I studied socialism for a little bit. So I fell in love with the idea of socialism, but realized that I have capitalist tendencies, right? Capitalism, i.e., for anyone who's listening, everything is transactional, right? My time is my money. So if I'm investing my time into making sure you're fed and you have a lovely house to sleep in, papi, you got to pay me. Pay me by fixing this right here, pay me, I just feel like, and again, this
is transactional. That is. You don't see how like transactional that?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I fell in love with the idea of socialism, but I realized that I have a very capitalist mind because I view things as even dating, like to me, like I realize is a very transactional process. Like
I literally was reading this book. I can't remember the name of it. Maybe I'll find it. I'll text it to you. But it was about the evolution of man and woman. So a long time ago when women were hunters, and I tell the story all the fucking time. Like I tell it all the fucking time. But when women were like when people were nomadic and hunters and gatherers, the woman was the the sun of society. So she like everything wrapped around her, because without her, society wouldn't grow. So literally no one gave a fuck about who mom, who dad, who this, who anything. There was no ownership in anybody, because it's all about sustaining the environment. So as people got domesticated, men, and I say male went from having wild animals to having his own sheep, went from having wild plants to having his own domestic plants, then also domesticated the woman. So now, regardless, the woman is always doing a transaction for something. So like the whole woman's entity is a transaction. Like it's owned by a man. Like we don't have the freedom. So like when women say like certain things like gender norms is okay, I'm like, it kind of is okay. But for a gay woman that's like a regular, I still am a woman, I'm still getting affected by these gender norms, because people are still thinking that this is where I should be. Like
this is the part of society that blows my mind, right?
Tell me.
What works for me isn't going to work for you, right? I'll move the way
but that's
comfortable for me. That's not how society moves. The society is like, this is right and you're wrong and that's that. No, calm the fuck down.
That's not what I'm saying. Because I'm saying like, it's like the free slave being freed in the North and saying that the slaves in the South are like, don't matter. It's like, so I feel like I'm a free woman. That's why I'm always talking. I feel like I'm free. Like, I feel like I don't have no chains on me. Like, no one's going to tell me what to do. Like, there's like everything I'm always challenging. So I'm like, but in realness, I'm affected by these gender norms. Like, because people shouldn't even think that because I'm feminine, that I'm like straight or gay, that I'm masculine, or like I'm a man or a female. Like, they shouldn't think any of those things. None of those things should happen, I think. So that's why I'm always going against gender norms and like I'm always just trying to bash that, because like I'm always getting like, as a lesbian woman, a lesbian feminine woman, people get the short end of the stick. Like, it just
no, and I totally get that. And so like bringing it back, like the reason why I describe, because as we got into it, you realize that my traditional gender roles aren't that traditional. I break it down like that because that's really the easiest way for me to get people to understand like the role in a relationship that I most associate with. But the more you get to know me, or the more we get into discussion, you realize it's not that serious, because one thing I'm not doing is staying home all day. I'm sorry, my mind is too brilliant. I am too creative. Like I have a story to tell. I'm out here. I want to inspire. I want to create. I want to grow. I want to build. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be part of the reason why, generational traumas are broken and generational wealth is built. Like, I want to be a part of that story, not apart from it,
Exactly.
And the man that I end up with is going to love all that about me. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to encourage that.
Yeah, that's
the norm. He's going to love Sunday dinners.
Yes, that's the norm. Because we're bringing up the standard. That's the norm. Like, if he's not with the feminist movement, then he's not. He ain't it.
But just because but my thing is always like, I move the way is most comfortable for me. I always have. Similar to you, you challenge things and you go against the norm in your way, right? I do the same thing by accident every single time. I accidentally cause problems everywhere I go. I swear, I'm just trying to chill. I'm just trying to do me. And in doing me, I've caused an issue. Now I'm beefing with somebody who I don't even know.
I get that. That's me.
It is what it is. But and a lot of it comes from like me moving how I want to move freely. And then other people thinking that I should move a certain way, and I think the warped thing about society is society trying to control the way society moves. Just move the way you move and handle interactions with you accordingly.
No, I agree with that. I definitely.
So bringing it back to these men's.
Oh, go ahead.
I just want to read some of these.
The woman is brainwashed, and like the black person against the white person is also brainwashed. But the woman is like I'm still breaking out of norms. Like, literally, I can tell you so many things. Or give me one of these.
This was me having an idea, not me telling you.
Because I'm like, I can tell you so many, like as a lesbian woman. Oh, good. Tell me.
I want us to go into this. I just want to read some things, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
There are some comments in the live YouTube chat.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
I can't see them. I don't really know how it works.
So someone's saying, Aaron Worley says, "Hey ladies, great discussion." Thank you, Aaron. This is a little delayed. So Michelle is saying, men don't check men either. They will stay out their boys' business, even though they know they're doing wrong. Definitely have seen that. You're absolutely right.
She is so fucking right. Literally, I talked to one of my best cousins, who I'm not fucking with at the moment, but literally he asked me for advice. And he was like, yeah, my bro told me, he's doing some wild shit. I'm not going to say what he was doing, but his bro told him, yo, bro, women just love you. Just a lovable person. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're lying to these women. That's why they think that they're your girlfriend.
Oh, we gotta get into this. But hold on. We have Jamel Ashley, who said everyone has a job to do, I guess, in a relationship, talking to our roles. Mm-hmm. And then we have a couple of hearts, like people are loving the conversation.
Okay, heart. I want to see.
Thank you. You know, I can't see Brenda. Thank you, Mom.
I never know how any of this stuff works, but I'm happy people are enjoying the conversation, because sometimes when I talk about these things, like I'm not trying to attack women. I'm not trying to make them feel small. But like when I talk to my mom about this, like day one, she's upset. But day 30, she's like, you know what, Noelle, like I do feel empowered. And she's like, you know what, I feel empowered because I'm 50. And I'm like, yeah, Mom, I want people to feel empowered at 30. I'm nearly 31. Like I want people to feel empowered at 16. Like y'all remember how you felt at like 16, 15, like just going through puberty, like not being able to even be feminine or sexual or anything.
You know, oh my gosh, yes. So this is great, because this kind of reminds me of like the conversation when we met, right? And how you were talking about, how you were talking about like women and their connection with their bodies and having to listen to our bodies and to our intuition and stuff like that. And the crazy thing is, you asked how old I am. I am actually 32.
Oh, hey. And 30 twin, because 30s be killing it in the 30s.
And I think the beautiful thing about specifically this year for me is me coming into my womanhood in a way that I don't think I ever have before. So what I thought was confident before wasn't. Like I'm more confident. I'm more connected to myself, to my body, to my mind, my spirit, all of it. So now, like, for instance, when I was younger, if I were to date a guy and he would give me the runaround, I would fall for the runaround, right? And then be like, oh my God, what was me? What happened? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Now it's like, well, he's dumb.
Like he was just a penis, like
if it even got that far, right? If it even got that far for me, that's what he was, right? But for me, like, it's become like, I know my value, I know my worth, I know what I bring to the table, right? And so I now assess things differently. I listen differently, right? And I choose what I want to and what I don't want to deal with. And that doesn't mean I'm communicating to you, yo, hey guy, you're full of shit. I see the shit that you're full of. Here's your pile of shit. I'm letting you know that I'm holding your pile of shit because I'm trying to see if there's something underneath all that shit. Ooh. That's not what that means. I'm just watching it. I'm observing it. I'm holding on to it until I no longer feel like it. And then when I'm out, because guess what? I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. I can either be the acid in your life, or I can be the thing that you wish you never let go. You choose, boo-boo.
Exactly. And I'm happy that you say that, because like I've heard all different ages, I sell cosmetics. So I'm always getting to the tea. Like I love to get into the tea on, let's get you sexy. Let's get what it is. But I've heard some women like talk about their boyfriends, and then the boyfriend turns into, he has a wife and he blocks me when he goes to his baby mom's house. And I'm like, but is he cheating? Is he sleeping with his baby moms? I'm looking at myself like, how does the guy has you so brainwashed that you don't even realize? But this is like a normal shit because like I was even talking to one of my friends, boyfriends, and like we just like getting in his head real quick. And he said out his mouth verbatim, when speaking to a woman is brainwashed. When in doubt, gaslight. When in doubt, gaslight. So that explains like how men even talk to women in the job place, like how they love to mansplain to us. Because it's the respect level.
I shut that down.
Yo, but think about it, like you see me. Think about it, like I'm shutting down things on a regular basis. So that's my life. So like, and I'm not angry about it. Like I have it's joy. But I'm saying like more women need to be shutting shit down. Like you know how Black people were saying I'm about to sit in the front of the bus, I'm about to sit in this place, I'm about to do this. It's like more women need to be like, instead of saying, you know what, we got a couple of homeboys that's cool. I got mad homeboys that's cool.
Boom. The commonality between our brands of women, like the women empowerment aspect of our brands, right? So let's talk about game, right? Rule 101. If you don't want to take shit, right, from a man, from anybody, right, you have to first deal with your own shit, right?
What I'm saying, first have your own hose.
Huh?
I would first say, I mean, I think okay, because I have very different advice than what you're saying. Like what I would say
is deal with your own shit, i.e., like make sure you are certain of who you are, how you move, right? If I know who I am and I know how I move and I know what's important to me, I can sift through all this other stuff, right? But if I'm disconnected from myself, I'm going to fall for every story that's thrown my way because I have no grounding, I have no foundation. So I just feel like rule number one is be one with yourself so that when someone tries to give you the runaround, you know that that's what they're doing. And then it becomes your choice on whether or not you want to deal with the bullshit. Because sometimes you choose violence. Sometimes you're like, you know what? Today I'm with the bullshit. All right, let's go for it.
I feel like rule one is having, I think that sometimes women don't know the difference between, and I'm a woman too, right? And I love women, but I'm a woman as well. But sometimes women don't know the difference between dating, talking, and the whole shebang. So I feel like, well, rule one is when you're dating somebody, you should have hoes. So if you don't have a rotation, you're on somebody's rotation. So that's step one. Step one is have hoes. So when one of the hoes step up, they're showing their chest like this, you can now decide to take away your old hoes. Because as a woman, literally, and I'm a woman too, like I'm not a woman, but like as a woman, and in my experience with women, my family, all that stuff, women focusing on one person. So like focus, like, so when you focusing on one person,
I just had this conversation with my mother.
When you focus on one, especially like if you're talking to him only, talking definition is when you're not fucking. So I'll let y'all know this. Talking and definition is when you're not fucking. So when you're talking and you go to dating and now you're only dating him, only talking to him, you're most likely going to start liking him. So this could happen to a guy too, but I'm only talking to women. So like this could happen to anybody, but women kind of more likely to do this. It's like when you're dating, that is still a time when you should be figuring out who has the value for you. Like you shouldn't be only talking to one person when you're dating because that is now your boyfriend. You have already chose him. That's already your man. So like everybody else, they should be competing. Like when you ever see animals compete? You ever seen like fucking those birds with like there's mad birds that compete for women. There's mad birds that can, because women make life. And like women make life. So it's like men are doing it to women like they fucking have something. We should play the same playing field.
Same. Absolutely. So I'm laughing because I literally just had this conversation with my mother.
What did you tell her?
That I realized that I got into a space where I decided I want to date one person at a time because dating multiple people was like distracting for me, right? And I realized that actually serves against me because like
you got that much time.
Because like no, thank you. It doesn't really work, I feel like. And so now for me it's more about seeing what people have to offer. Like
it's like, why
you shoot your shot, you take me out on a date, let's see how it goes. If it works, you get a second date. If it doesn't, Thank
Bye.
you.
It's like, what the fuck? When you like literally, if we think about it as a job, if I'm unemployed and I want to work for a company, I mean, one person might do this. I'm not saying that they're wrong, but do you only apply for one job?
Oh.
Or when you're applying to colleges, like you want to get into Harvard, do you only apply to Harvard? Like
Oh.
you want to waste all that time? Because when Harvard well, let's say Harvard doesn't like accept you, now you have to start from beginning and do all that again. So like as women, we're on their rotation. Guys are doing it. The guys are like, she cooks well, she has soft skin. And then woman is like, I'm gonna date that one time because I got to get to know him. No, he does not get all that from nobody.
Get to know him.
You seem like a job. You seem like and that's normal. That's not even wild.
Listen, your analogies are so on point because so look, the other day, this guy, he was so young, he was so sweet though, like, and so confident. Like, if I were younger, he would have totally gotten my number. But I'm a grown ass woman and you're a child, so no. But this guy, right? What did he say to me? He was like trying to kick it to me, and I was like, love, like, I'm too old for you. And he was like, you don't know that. I said, sir, I am a full-time job and you do not meet the prerequisites to apply for said job. Like, the job description, the minimum requirements, you don't have enough years of experience.
So let's not even do it. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, why? I'm gonna let
you didn't even read the job description. You don't even know if you want this job, but you're going so hard.
Exactly.
And that's a crazy thing too. Like, so the other thing, right? The representative versus the actual person. The representative is so amazing. The representative will go so hard.
Whatever you need,
ladies and gentlemen, be flashing lights, be weary. Why are they going so hard? They don't even know you yet. Flags. I wish I had a flag. Flag on the play. Be careful.
But I mean, I feel like women don't be knowing this. I hear some of like my friends say, oh, this guy tried to talk to me when I had my mask on and had my clothes on and everything. And I'm like, yeah, because he don't care what you look like. He's just trying to smash. I'm like, guys are different than women. Like, women always thinking about like guy as a woman. Like, they're like, oh, let me put myself in his shoes. No, like if I'm trying to talk to a girl, like I'm physically attracted to her, and then after that I'm trying to get to know her so we can have sex. Like, it has to be like both. Like, I'm not just like random person, a garbage bag. Oh, I think that you have a vagina, because you don't know, could be a dude under there. I'm trying to smash. No, that's not how I move, but that's how guys move. Or cis males in the society in 2021. That's not how everybody moves, but cis males, like, they're fucking taught to fucking do some stupid shit. But women like fucking really be thinking like, oh, homeboy's in love with me because he said he loved me, and even though he couldn't see me, I only got this fucking. It's like, yo, what the fuck? But I tell my homeboys all the time.
I think also like, and this might sound, it's gonna sound how it sounds, but this is
I did it already.
This is my personal belief. I honestly feel that to an extent it falls on us as women to get these men together. Like, we gotta help them get their shit together, because some men really don't know. Genuinely.
I want to know what you mean first before I respond. What do you mean help them get together?
Like, if you hear a man saying some inappropriate shit, toxic shit, just stuff that where like you're hearing it and you're like 1 + 1 does not equal 2, you're totally wrong. If you see a group of bros together, like just going in at the wrong thing, I feel like if you're present for that, it's your job to be like, that's what we're not doing. That's what we're not doing. That's not okay.
I 1,000% agree. Because sometimes, like, when I talk to women, they're like, their job is to coddle the man. So because that he's like, can be killed by cops, he can, he can't get jobs like that. So they're like, I don't want to tell him about the thing, but I want to like give him love. They're like, I want to give him like a hug and I'm like, why the fuck you need a hug?
You're saying your mom or your dad never whooped your ass and told you this hurts me then more than it hurts you?
Are you talking about me directly?
No, like whoever says that they need to coddle them, because
yes, and I'm like,
you checking people when they're wrong, that is actually an act of love. I really want you to do better, so I need you to know better so you can do better. Because if you keep moving in ignorance, you're going, especially if it's a man that's close to you, you're going to be misrepresenting me. Oh, that's your brother. Oh, that's your cousin. Oh, that's your uncle. Oh, that's your friend. Nah, you're not gonna have me fucked up out here in these streets like that. Let's get it together. You can't say that. That's not okay.
Exactly. And
I
agree with that. I agree
and
with
they
that.
may laugh it off and they may joke it off, but they will hear you later. If you are firm and if you are direct, they will hear you later and they will move accordingly if they care.
And be direct. Like, don't, like, anytime I tell a woman, like, do not fucking just like joke around and tell a guy what you're feeling. Why? Is that your fucking father? Tell him what the fuck you're feeling. Like, why are we joking around with them? Be stern, be direct, and that's the only way we're going to change the norm. Because guys be joking around, but then telling their homeboys, like, yo, I got over on her. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just like the culture. And I'm only speaking for like, I thought I'd be speaking for Black men, but now I started like involving white women into my conversation. And they're worse off, like, because they had a little bit of like opportunities before Black women did, like, you know, women's suffrage movement. But still, like, the white man has still brainwashed them too. So it's like, we cannot be letting one person slide. If one person says some wild shit, one person, like your dad, your uncle, the homeboy that's in this corner store, check him, check him, check him. Because it's like, when we do that, the little girl that's not born yet have a safer space to live in. Like, literally, because homeboy is gonna, like, you just, like word of mouth is the best way of marketing. Like, you literally just spread the fucking knowledge and change the norm so people not dealing with the same shit we're dealing with.
Yeah.
I do not, when I am gone in my next life, I do not want to hear that women's nipples are different than men's nipples. Men are in the gym, nipples out. Yo, I work out too. Like, literally, I work out all the time. You think I don't want to fucking see my fucking chest muscles do that? Like the bop, bop, bop. No, I gotta fucking have on a bra. So literally, and then my breast, if I wanted to make life, I can fucking breastfeed, and my nipples are weird. You know what I'm saying? So like, I want the young girl that's not alive yet to be walking around free. She's not even gay. She's not even straight. She's just a person. No one gives a fuck if she's gay or straight, or like, you know, but she happens to be a woman. She identifies with her vagina. She's a cis female, and she can fucking do whatever the fuck she wants.
That's the other mind-boggling thing about society. Their obsession with like a person's sexuality. Like, you like women, you like both? What? I could care less. Yo, Noelle, I can care less who you're sleeping with. You know why I could care less who you're sleeping with? Because I'm trying to figure out who I'm sleeping with.
Thank you. And
then when I'm sleeping with someone, guess why I still don't care who you're sleeping with? Because I'm too busy sleeping with who I'm sleeping with.
You're doing you over here. You're doing you over here and you're fucking fine. So that's what, like, literally, thank you for saying that, because like people always challenge my sexuality. And I love questions. Ask me anything about gay sex, ask me anything about lesbianism, ask me anything about how I became a lesbian, ask me anything. But when I say I'm a lesbian, don't say because how I look, I'm not a lesbian. It's like, or like what sex I'm having, I'm not a lesbian. It's like people, it's so weird. So why I always try to uplift women and try to, when I say uplift, is like put the fire on in them, because I didn't have that. So I used to be a straight woman having sex with men, and I literally just laid there and just let them like fucking penetrate me. And I'm thinking like, okay, I don't have to enjoy sex. Yo, I'm in the hood and they love ringing my doorbell. Leon.
Now, you know what it is? I'm not even going to hold you, Noelle. I'm guilty of it. When you waiting for your friend to answer the door and they don't, you start ringing all the bells.
Oh, that's what happens?
Somebody's going to open this door.
I didn't even get up. I'm like, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all.
No, I don't got no company.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? I don't remember.
You were saying that like when you were basically heterosexual when you were having sex with men.
So yes. So when I was heterosexual, thought I was a heterosexual person, I was having sex with men. I literally just laid there and I thought that this is my norm. Like, I'm not supposed to enjoy sex. My mom never told me, my parents never told me about sex. So I literally thought like, this is what sex is supposed to be. So when I fell in love with a woman, right? Because I'm a feminine, like at that time I saw myself as like a feminine being. I thought that I should still be taking penetration. Like my partner happened to be more masculine.
Mm.
I thought that this was my role. Like
Yeah.
I thought that this is what I'm supposed to do. And now, Leon, can I let it come out? Leon, they're having fun. Can you let them relax? So now in my 31 years of living, now I realize like the sex that I was having for maybe 50% of my life, I maybe would say 60, even when I was with women, was sex I didn't enjoy. Like,
Yeah.
like when I got with women, I at least got the love thing. Like I was like, oh, this is what love feels like. This is what you care about. Like this is what the fireworks feel like. But then it took me like years after, because like no one teaches a woman like it's about you. It's like this is what you got to do. So like as a gay woman, you're just kind of lost. I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to just have sex. I don't enjoy it, but no one's telling me nothing. So literally now, like my sex has so fucking changed, and it wouldn't have. And I'm happy that I'm there now, because I felt that if a guy had maybe asked me to marry him, and I would have fucking just been depressed for my whole life. Like I literally don't even remember a lot of my like younger days. Like it's just like everything was a blur because I was unhappy. You know what I'm saying? Like it just, so that's why gender norm, that's why I fight against them. Because when you're a young girl and you just happen to be a girl, like you're not, like you, sometimes society doesn't allow you to explore. Like a little boy can explore. A little boy will know that he's gay or know something else about himself. But a young girl is pushed into this role. Like I'm Caribbean, so my grandmother used to like bring me to Grenada and be like, "This is how you got to cook and clean for your husband." And a long time ago, I was like, I would never fucking do that. What the fuck are you talking about? And I got tight. But then later on, I'm like, oh, still, I'm supposed to fucking have everything that I'm supposed to be doing. Is like women don't realize like everything that we do is around a fucking man. Like everything. Like you, even when you talk to a fucking, like when I talk to my homeboys, we can have a conversation where I can never hear about their girl, or I'm hearing about their dreams, their goals, their everything. When you talk to a woman, there's so many times her partner comes up, or her kids come up, or all this stuff come up. I'm like, yo, why is that tied to our fucking identity? Like, I really don't think that should be tied to our identity.
I'll hold you. I might have a higher level of testosterone in me because you have a conversation with me. We talking about goals, dreams, business ideas, change.
Let me put my charger in.
But we're actually running out of time. We have 3 minutes left. I know it flew by. So much, and the conversation is so good that I'm definitely going to offline with you because I want to see when you're available to do this again.
I would love to.
but I like to ask this question in different ways to end every show, which is what is your favorite thing about being a Black woman today?
Oh my God, I love that fucking question. So what my favorite thing about being a Black woman in this day-to-day situation is that I'm visible. So I'm not heard yet, but I'm actually visible. So people are trying to hear me. They're trying to hear what I got to say, but we're not at the point of it digests and goes in. But now I feel very confident in who I am, and I feel like I am seen. So I feel that as a feminine lesbian, there's not many lesbians that visually look like me. Like people don't really associate femininity and lesbianism to be together. So I'm happy as a Black woman to be seen. People know I'm gay, and people have been respecting that. Not everybody, but you know. But I feel like I'm here to like change the norm on a lot of shit. So I'm not gonna just wear dyke wear just because so y'all can see I'm gay from 100 miles away. That's not the move.
Stay fabulous, stay free, stay the beautiful spirit that you are.
Thank you.
I want to thank you so much for jumping on the show. I want to thank everyone who's listening. I hope everyone has a great weekend. It's my nephew slash godson's birthday on Saturday.
Oh, happy
So
birthday.
shout out my little Christian Brown. I love him. I'm sorry. I'm such an auntie. I'm such an auntie. I love my nephews and my nieces. But yes, thank you everyone for watching. This has been the Elouise Show. Thank you, Noelle.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. It was a really great conversation. And I like that, like we can have a conversation and not be like fighting. It's like we're both being heard. So I really appreciate that.
No, that honestly, I love that at one point we were on different ends of the spectrum, because what I've been wanting so badly is to have a discussion, like a talk with someone who has a different perspective, because I think that sharing different perspectives, I like, first and foremost, like highlights the different perspectives, but also like it allows us to understand each other and kind of get through some stuff, understanding, and that's really the point of this, is to really just hear different perspectives and kind of just understand each other and respect each other.
That's why I'm on this planet. So I'm always trying to hear like what somebody's vibe is. So that's me.
And if you guys didn't watch the entire thing, you can watch it on BronxNet on Saturday. Not this Saturday, next Saturday. Ciao.